Okay, we are back. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with the lovely and talented Andrea Kay. And we have our next guest. We actually have two guests with us today.
Yes, I'm not the only lovely and talented
That's
one
right. That's
on
right.
the microphone right now.
Let's welcome Allesandra Lezama from Abacus Law. Welcome.
Delighted to be here, Barry and Andrea. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, and we thought we would invite Mr. Jack Berkman and come in, and Jack will help us with the interview since Jack works with Allesandra already.
Well, it's a delight to be here. Am I on?
You are
yes,
on.
you are
I
on.
am.
You are always on, baby.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
No, I'm absolutely delighted.
That's right.
Delighted to bring Allesandra on. I've had the pleasure to work with Allesandra when she headed up as CEO of another company in San Diego, and she is truly extraordinary. I have worked with a lot of CEOs and met a lot of people. I have not worked with anybody that is as motivational and powerful as this woman is. She is just
You forgot
amazing.
enthusiastic.
Right.
Well, that
Talk
goes with
about
it.
making me blush, Jack.
I
Stop
know.
it.
I
That
want you
is
in action.
so much.
Oh.
Well, Allesandra, tell us a little bit about Abacus Law. What do you do?
Well, Abacus Data Systems is actually the company.
Okay.
Abacus Law is one of our products, and
That's
we've
right.
been around for 31 years.
Wow.
Local in San Diego, so the company started up
Wow.
in 1983
Wow.
by Judd Kessler and Brian Hayes. And,
Okay.
31 years later, here we are.
Wow.
We've been servicing the legal industry with case management, time billing, and accounting software solutions for about 31 years.
Cool. Tell us a little bit more before we go too far off, because I'll get off track real quick
Sure.
here. Tell us a little bit more about what that really means for a law firm, case management, time, billing. What does that do?
Well, the legal practice is document heavy and centric,
Right.
and so in order to manage caseload, attorneys need a tool that will enable them to schedule the caseload, to dynamically allocate the rule-based calendaring components of every case, and to manage all the documentation that entails and involves any given case. There's multiple parties, right? So there's tons and tons of documentation.
And
so
that includes time and billing and all that?
correct. So a case management system will help you manage the caseload, the documents, linking them, helping you schedule your court appearances and other diligences. It'll also help attorneys manage their time so that they can maximize that time in two ways. First, so that they can be as efficient as possible and extend the best cost per trial to their clients. And secondly, so that they can grow their firm, because firms are just another type of business, right?
Right.
Their challenge is always, how do we grow the firm? How do we intake more cases? So this is technology at their service. Now, that's only one of the products that we put out there in the industry. And so for about 31 years, we produced Abacus Law, which is the software platform. But we've learned so much over the course of these 31 years. We've serviced over 250,000 clients worldwide.
Wow.
You can imagine that over the course of time. And so what we've learned is that their challenge is a lot more than just software. It's a fully integrated legal technology platform. They don't have time, quite honestly, to be dealing with all the headaches that managing your hardware, your software compatibility, especially nowadays with how robust technology is, the cell phone, the iPad, the Mac environment versus the PC environment. How do they all talk? And oh, by the way, now I need to be mobile.
Right.
And
in today's environment, you've brought all that into the cloud.
Exactly.
Perfect.
And so when I define cloud, though, I'd like to be very specific, because one of the issues that keeps attorneys up at night is compliance for the privacy and security of the data that they hold.
Right.
And so the cloud, as everybody understands, is a public cloud. And so what we've done is we have architected specifically for this industry, a private cloud environment so that attorneys can know where their data live and have a dedicated resource, which is a dedicated virtual server and network at their disposal within the United States, which is also important for compliance purposes, and service their entire IT needs, whether it be software, hardware, hardware and any platform, not only Abacus Law. We are now agnostic to software. So if I were to put it in simple terms, I would say we take all of the different components of technology, hardware, software, and other applications, and we weave it into a fully integrated turnkey solution.
Absolutely fascinating.
It is.
I used to do. Yeah, I used to do facilities management. I would equip, manage, and staff all the copy centers and mail and distribution centers for the major law firms. How do you interface with that technology and the documents there, or do you?
We do. So a private cloud environment is basically their virtual office, and it can interface with absolutely any technology. So it's almost like moving all of their components from a local office into a private virtual office that utilizes the internet as a conduit to access, but really all of the resources, which are the hardcore servers, right?
Right.
The routers, the firewalls, all the compliance is in a data center, which is protected, right, by several tiers of physical and logical security, and it's fully managed by IT professionals. So what this entails is attorneys outsourcing, right, their legal technology to a partner that understands every aspect from soup to nuts, I like to say.
And
right?
this doesn't have any geographical restrictions. It sounds like you can work with attorneys in any state in the nation.
Absolutely, and we do, in fact. And one of the privileges of having a virtual office is that it opens up the possibility for attorneys to collaborate with attorneys all over the world, all over the U.S. So we've got attorneys, for example, that have their offices in Illinois, and yet their paralegal lives in Oregon, and they collaborate, right? They collaborate over this virtual environment and more. It makes them absolutely ubiquitous, just like technology is today.
You know, the first thought that comes to my mind is when you're helping facilitate systems for attorneys that help them improve the quality of their work, you're also helping cut down a lot of the malpractice issues that are out there. Would that be a correct assumption?
That is the correct assumption, actually. Yeah. Their liability insurance goes down when they employ legal technology to assist them with the scheduling.
It's not a function of a straight cost. You're saving them money because, you know, if their liability is going down, they got to have a hefty liability policy.
Absolutely. And what we like to say is if we cannot help you increase your revenues, reduce your costs, and maximize your efficiencies, then we wouldn't be in business. Yeah. That's exactly what we do.
You're like third chair in the courtroom with them, really, if you think about it. You know what I mean?
And absolutely. We have attorneys that show up to court with their either laptop or with their iPad, and they submit all of documentation and proof right from their virtual environment.
Yeah, they kind of need it on their iPad when they go into the courtroom just because they're going virtual, and it's a lot easier to have the direct connection right in there.
Some judges prefer that they prepare and they present their documentation virtual.
Yeah. You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KFSD AM 1450, a Bloomberg radio station. We stream live on the web at financialnewsandtalk.com. Give us a tweet at CloseUpSD or find our page on Facebook. We want to hear from you. I am your host, Barry Waxler, here with my co-host, Andrea Kay, and our guests are Jack Berkman and Allesandra Lezama.
Jack's actually being awful quiet over there, but he's been making notes. Baby, what do you want to share? What do you want to say?
You know, I'll tell you, when Allesandra talks, I listen.
Well, yeah, I do too. I'm riveted.
And I would like her to share, because I think it's extraordinary, what she's done this year with the growth of the organization. And I know that's very, very special to her. Can you share just a little bit about the growth of
Sure, without quoting finances, what I can share is that times are so exciting. At Abacus, we have physically doubled in size, both in revenues and in staff. So we, earlier this year, expanded our offices and opened up a collaborative call and technology center that seats 50 individuals. And so we have been mass hiring here in San Diego for folks that have technical skills and background in technology.
Love it. Job creation.
Yes.
Fantastic.
We are so excited. We're very, very
Well,
excited.
you're one of the employers that I love to, I'm just looking down at their notes, and I'm not sure how accurate this is because it probably changes on a daily basis, but you have about 78 employees here.
Yes, we do.
That is
We do. Well, some of
fabulous.
them are remote. We have software developers that are remote, but the great bulk of our extraordinary staff is in San Diego, and I always like to say and give them a shout out. Extraordinary companies are made up of the extraordinary people that work for them, and
Well,
That's awesome.
Abacus.
You're also quite a leader. In fact, you were named to the 2014 San Diego Business Journal Women Who Mean Business.
I know. I was
Love that.
so excited. I was so humbled by it.
Oh, girl, don't
Very
be humble here on
by it.
Close Up.
Oh no, I was, because the extraordinary women, talk about people that have extraordinary achievements. Every story that we heard was just mind-boggling. So I was very humbled, but I was very excited, and I shared that award with everyone at Abacus.
Yeah, that's great.
Fantastic.
Well, we're starting to run short on time. Tell our listeners how they find out more information about Abacus.
Okay, well, they can visit us online at abacuslaw.com. They can also call our toll-free number. Let me see if I can pull it up here. You would not believe that I don't know it by heart, but I don't. Thank goodness for technology. It's 1-800-726-3330.
Okay.
They will be assisted by a legal technology specialist that can assess their needs, give them a blueprint to their path from where they are today to where they need to be, and help them come up with a strategic and tactical plan to have the best 2015.
Efficiency is more money for them.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
And successful clients and successful cases. So
Absolutely.
good job.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. So, I love it. I definitely, you are one of those companies that will hear from me to come on a tour
Oh, yeah.
next week.
We
Okay?
will be honored.
Okay.
We'd love to give you a tour.
Okay.
Okay, what am I, a stick of wood?
No,
Come on, girl.
everybody. We can have
Yay, I
a
wanna
big
go.
Abacus party.
Yay.
We'll have the big Abacus party. No, we love it.
All you had to do was say party, and there's
We party. We work hard,
Okay.
but we play hard at
Yay.
Abacus. So we have
You
a
sure
lot
you're
of
not
fun.
from New Orleans? 1 minute left, Jack.
Okay, Barry, I have something for you.
Okay.
You mentioned earlier, before we went on the air, that you are extraordinarily dedicated to the people you've had on the air.
Right.
The wonderful companies that have and continue to make San Diego great. What I would like to do for you is to offer you an opportunity to host. I will host privately, but you will get the credit. That's rare for me. But
Well, yeah. Hello.
How do you like that?
Breaking news on
Yeah.
Close Up on San Diego Business.
Yeah.
I want to host as many of those former radio types, those CEOs and general managers and all those people that you've had on the air. I'd like to invite them for a big party, a pizza party at Amici's in La Jolla, and we can take over the whole back patio. We can have as much pizza and as much fun as we like, and salads and all that kind of stuff. And it will be hosted by Barry Waxler.
Awesome.
I think that's a great
I love it.
idea.
And of course, Andrea Kay.
Thank you, darling, because you know how much I love pizza and Amici's. I live in the hood.
And I know how much you like food.
Yes. Yes, I might
Awesome.
even.
Who doesn't like food,
I
right?
know,
love
right?
food.
I
Let's
love
not
it.
be shy.
Well, we're going to keep you on air with us, Jack,
Yes,
for the next
don't go
segment.
nowhere,
So,
Jack.
but we have to go to a break. So, thanks for being with us, Allesandra.
My true pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business, where we get up close and personal with homegrown San Diego business and people that are working hard to make a difference in their community. Send us a tweet at CloseUpSD or just find us on Facebook and let us know what you think. I'm your host, Barry Waxler. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.